Here we are. No
Yeah.
idea what we're going to say, but look,
No.
You're surrounded with all the great. Sorry to.
Coco says I'm blending in. This I was going to wear this for my exhibition. This you wouldn't believe how much time that whole thing has and is entailing, but it's opened up a lot of doors in the art world for me. Pretty amazing, it really is. And now my art, they're wanting it in other cities, and that's about as specific as I can get. San Angelo being one, but this exhibition is going to run for 6 months, and in 3 months, well, it's 2.5 months away, we're going to go in and change out a few of the paintings and do this, how you doing thing again, and a whole lot of people. I want to thank everybody that turned out for the exhibition. They really made it happen. There was 3 floors of the museum were just completely full of folks, and the school came in with 3 different classes, and I love talking with those young folks anyway. They make so much sense,
They seem to understand things easier. They're not.
Yeah, they're open, they're open. But there was about 5 or 6 of them. I got one painting. It's called Gorilla in the Mist, and they were all trying to figure out. I mean, there's paintings that go up the sides, of the stairwells and down into the basement on the walls and all. I mean, just pretty amazing. But they were like, we all been looking for the gorilla. Where's the gorilla? And it's a big painting. And I said, oh yeah. I said, come around here. And I said, you look around the corner. And as soon as you look around the corner, you can see him looking around the corner at you. And he went, I got it, I can see him, I see him, He said, I thought it was way down here. But no, young folks are real open, and like this art thing for me is just, I have to be, it's a child at heart, because I can't go out do what I do and act like I'm some kind of professional at it, because I'm not. I'm just 4 years doing this, but amazing things are happening. It's a whole new life and a whole new world, and we've met some wonderful people and directors of museums, and it's not because of my fame or that all this has happened. It's because of my art, and that's for me. And of course my past is really good to foundation and good fodder for anything you want to grow, but that's in an artistic vein. But this is just like it's all brand new, it's all and it's starting to spring and spread. So I see it. I can see it real clear. I can see it clearly now. That thing is just like as plain as it could be. We were talking earlier today, and Coco and I was, and about like my past. I didn't really see it. I was just living my life, and it happened to elevate and got bigger and bigger and bigger without me really trying. And all of that just fed into this, living that life gave me a great deal of understanding about how things operate. I'm talking about my musical life, and that whole musical growing transition that since I was a little fella, still play and sing, but everything, this art is abilities and things have taken flight, through me and as and for me. I have a better understanding. I can see very clearly what's going on in this world, in this art world. I can see it all happening. It's like a movie, a preview of a movie that I see. And the movie is my life, our lives. But it really is. It's a pretty amazing thing. I feel real fortunate, and wow, what can I say? I'm totally grateful for this, everything that's happened, and everything that's happening. So it's
one thing that we only just found out in the last couple of days was a man that owned this house was an artist.
Yeah, he painted with acrylics and did woodwork as well.
And the whole basement was geared towards his artwork, so that he's got all those shelves down
Yeah,
there.
I got all those built-in shelves, and it was all about his artwork and his sculpturing. And
Maybe one day we can actually go down into the basement and
yeah,
it's a big basement.
Yeah, now that it's getting, it'll take some shape, because I still want to go with the Moroccan motif down there.
As if you don't have enough room.
More rocking than no rocking, all right? But yeah, it has a personality it's on its 2 rooms and great big and real tall ceilings.
Well, yeah, it's big enough. That's
I wondered why all those shelves were built in. Everything in this house is built in. I was wondering why they were built in, all these great shelves, and I said, all right, he said, they would be great for storing my paintings, It's like 2 complete walls, floor to ceiling of built-in shelving.
Getting it all cleaned up.
Yeah, we're getting it all cleaned up. And I'll be danged if we didn't turn around and did some research in this history book there are places in, and the man was he was an artist, And I got, 198 paintings. And
his workshop was in the basement. So
yeah, that was his workshop.
His wife sent him into the basement.
Yeah, get down in that basement. I'm tired of picking up these wood chips,
Well, the last video we did was the Gunslinger, and that was
wasn't that fun?
It just so happened that it was just about to rain that day, very windy. That was fun.
I'm good with the bullwhip. I can use it.
It was fun to make.
Yeah, I could keep you 12 feet away, no problem, I can pick out a leaf off a branch and take only that one, And
So where did you learn to do those things?
When I was little, my dad was really good with the bullwhip, and I know how to make them and everything.
I mean, with the gun and all the.
When I was little, I started doing that.
And you also throw knives.
Yeah, I throw knives. I'm good with all that. I can hit moving targets with a knife, But I've got some throwing knives and I don't know, stuff that's carried on all of my life,
So your dream really was to be in a movie with doing all that.
Yeah, I think that all musicians want to be in a movie, but I always saw a Western, because I'm quick draw and all that business, and but that was. I had, I had a dozen guns when I was on my farm in Mississippi. But since you and I've been together, I don't need guns. We're protected. But yeah, that's something that carried over from my youth, and I don't know. It's just kind of like one of those things that you learn to do a certain thing, catch a ball or throw a baseball and put it in exactly where you want it, or throw a knife and put it exactly where you want it, whether it's underhanded, behind your back, or overhanded, but for real, and those things take a lot of finesse and expertise, and I love to find those moments, where I, like even talking about it, everything else is out of the picture, because you're focused on that one thing, that one shot, that one thing. I used to have a thing, and I went through a wall in my place in England. It was in Ascot. It was a really beautiful Tudor place. But I had one room, and I had a tin can lid hanging on the end of it on the wall, and I'd walk down and swing it like that, and come back And I had one of the guys that was with me, I said, you tell me when to turn. And so they'd say, now, and I'd turn around and throw it, and I could pin that can on the wall, you know.
Wow.
Sure could. Stuart Lawrence, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stewie's seen me do it a dozen times.
Donovan's guy.
Yeah, Donovan's brother-in-law, yeah, Stuart Lawrence. And, yeah, it was when I was hanging with Don. They didn't know what to think about me. I had that big bullwhip, and I was showing them how to do it one time, and I went out front with that bullwhip, and it was great, big, and a heavy one, you know. And went out, and I had this beautiful rose bush right beside the front door, which was all leaded glass on either side, you know, the transoms was all leaded glass, and across the top, and I went, bow! I was going to pop this one flower off, you know, and do some gallant move, you know. And well, I overshot a little bit and blew a hole in that leaded window.
Oh.
And I remember when we went there and
Lindsay?
huh?
Lindsay?
Yeah, when we went to visit Lindsay. A friend of mine wound up in my old house, and she still lives there to this day. But we went to visit her, and that hole in that leaded window is still there, you know. And now she knows the story behind it.
So that was you.
Yeah.
Cracking the whip.
Yeah. A lot of fun to talk about. A lot of fun to do. And when you learn how to do something like braid and do that kind of thing, like braid leather, whatever it is, got to cut it just right, and it's got to be so long. And if you have to put something together, you got to know how to do that and figure it out. And that, you know, like a song, where there's a will, there's a way. You know, if you don't know what you want and you desire it, there's a way to reach that goal or do that thing.
Absolutely.
You know.
You just have to stay focused on whatever it is.
Yeah. If you have a need, you can fulfill it. You know.
Speaking of fulfillment, are you more fulfilled now doing your artwork as opposed to the music? How's
Yeah, because it's free. You know, I'm freedom. It's freedom for me, and the music world and the entertainment world is so full of potholes and pits and things and mountains and valleys and it's just an emotional roller coaster, that world. And I wasn't trying to be a rock star or anything like that. That wasn't my thing. All I wanted to do is play and sing. It just so happened that I wound up with, you know, being a founding member of Delaney and Bonnie and Friends. I was the first friend, and then we started all that association with Leon Russell, Joe Cocker, and Eric Clapton coming and being in our band, and then us forming the Dominoes and
George and all
George Harrison being involved, and then then doing his record, and then doing the Layla record. And in about a 2-month span, Eric and Carl and Jim and I did 2 of the quintessential albums and most important albums in the music industry, that very confusing industry. But we weren't thinking about industry, we were thinking about the music and getting that done. But yeah, we did All Things Must Pass album and the Layla album in a couple of months of each other.
And you've never had a falling out with Eric?
No, hell no.
Somebody said something about, oh, you must have had a falling out.
No, no. I didn't have a desire to be a big rock star, you know. And there's a lot of compromise, and my life isn't about compromise. My life has been a series of experiences ever since I was a little bitty fella. And I've got a real, as you well know, Coco, I've got a real sharp mind from me when I was just a little guy, you know. So, I don't know, my life has been full of experiences, you know, and allowing myself to grow and expand myself. And doing my art, my painting, hadn't done anything but hone in my musical abilities, because I'm not looking for anything. when I said, downstairs, I got the guitar today, and I sat down and played a little while. And it's just, my Uncle Troy told me, he said, you won't be happy with your music until you do it because you want to do it and not for the money. He says, you'll never be happy with it until you reach that position. And he didn't, he had stage fright, he couldn't get on the stage, but he could sure play. And he painted, that's my Uncle Troy Lee King. And he was absolutely right. You know, when I pick up a guitar and play now, it's because I want to. And something about it, it just feels better, sounds better, you know, because I'm not looking to be a rock star or anything, and I'm not looking to be what I know what I'm going to be with my art. I know what's going to happen with all of that art and myself. I know it because I see it. I see that picture, you know. I'm living that life.
And all these art guys seem to be very excited about it.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
because
museum people and gallery people, you know, and these people are movers.
I think a large part of it has to do with your enthusiasm and the sheer amount of paintings that they kind of hardly believe it. So.
Yeah, and they're really good too. I can appreciate. I've been going through them a lot. Because like in 3 months we're going to, you know, redo the museum, and it's a whole lot of fun. It really is doing what I'm
just glad to see that you're enjoying yourself for the first time and not stressing over, you know, like this or that, you know. And every time you get involved with something musically, every time we do, there's always these things that are just holding it up or holding it up.
Yeah, suddenly all these invisible.
And next thing you know, you got to hire the attorney. You got to get the attorneys. I mean, it's just ridiculous. You don't have to get an attorney.
Just to protect yourself, you know, and your music. And
yep, every single time.
Almighty.
Every single time. People have no idea. It's just one constant attorney on hold.
But you know, in that world, you have to have somebody looking after your better interest, because man, there are so many snakes, you know, and there are more snakes in the music industry than there are in the whole state of Texas, you know. And I've been studying about snakes in Texas, and there are a lot of them.
We've got a red one right outside.
We got a red one living outside under the.
Oh, he's beautiful, and he's big too.
Yeah.
It could be a she, but.
But I really enjoyed our little chat. Now this is really good because I'm glad we haven't done it. You know, like
it's been a
forced
while.
ourselves. It's been a while.
I feel bad about it.
Yeah, and I get to wear my shirt.
That's your Medusa shirt. You should
Coco,
check out.
Coco did that.
See if you can turn around a little bit. Let me see the back of it. It's got Medusa's head on the back.
Oh yeah, it's got Medusa on the back.
There it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
I love it. You know, we're in this little bitty town, and I'll still get all shined up before I go out. You know, we got a rodeo arena down about a mile away, and
today you were down there collecting calf poop.
Yeah, I went down and got a little cow manure for Coco and the trees. Yeah. Took the old caddy down there and loaded it up with cow poop, you know.
And they were coming up to you.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm down there on my knees, and I'm reaching through the fence and getting some of these cow patties, and the little cow comes up and he sticks his head over there. He's got little horns, and then his other buddies come over there all looking at me like, what is this man doing, you know? It was a lot of fun, you know.
They enjoyed it.
But yeah, it's
they had a big rodeo yesterday. It was huge.
Yeah, they did. I mean, they rope and they do the business, you know, and I love it. Ride, slide, and turn around.
It was packed yesterday.
Yeah, it was a bunch of them, and they're not lightweight stuff either. They got $1 million rigs, you know. There's some serious horse folks around here. Yeah. Ranchers, you know. Everybody's got a 27,000-acre ranch, it seems. Yeah, really.
That's considered small, I think.
You know, and that's considered small. Yeah, they look after the ranches with helicopters.
Yeah, and jets, private jets and stuff.
The North 40,000, you know. So it's a lot of fun, you know, about being around good, earnest, honest, hard-working folks, you know.
Definitely hardworking.
So one of our neighbors the other day, he came over and he's got a ranch, and I looked on his arm and it said rock and roll, you know. I would have never guessed Oscar to have a rock and roll tattoo on, but I'm not surprised, you know.
All right, well, it's good fun, and now we're gonna go have a bowl of cereal.
Yeah. I'm glad.
All right.
We'll see y'all later.
And thanks for showing up and exhibit, and then hopefully you'll be up there in San Angelo soon, and they can go to San Angelo as well and see your work.
Yeah, and I'll keep everybody posted on what's going on. So it's a whole lot of fun, and all new, you know, all brand new.
All right.
All right.
Adios.
We'll see you soon. Adios.
Au revoir.